Hello everyone! This is a demo to showcase what my toolset can do. Let's start with the main tools. Proxify materials. This tool allows you to create a proxy version of your materials stripped of all driver data, essentially freezing their states. Driver-based detail normals are a huge performance killer for real-time playback. This tool allows you to visualize your rendered scene in real time while keeping your original materials intact. This uses object-linked materials so that you can have two sets of materials on your character. Flip back to the original materials using the Flip Material Link button. Project to Selected Weight Projector. This tool allows you to transfer all of your character's weight to all your fit clothing pieces at the same time. You need to select all your clothing pieces first, then select the character, making it the active object, then clicking the Project to Selected button. The character does not need to be in wrist pose, as the tool handles that automatically. You can turn off that functionality if you choose from the checkboxes next to the Project to Selected button. Additionally, you can enable the Remove Zero Weights checkbox from the right for cleanup of vertex groups which contain no data. Create Deformation Cage. This tool allows you to create a deformation proxy which shares the same mesh data as the character. This means that any edit you make in the character mesh will also affect the created cage proxy and vice versa. This tool is used as a deformation surface to deform clothing and other meshes that you choose to bind to your character. Select the meshes you wish to bind to your cage, then select your cage, making it the active object, then click Bind to Active. Your clothing is now bound to your cage. Additionally, you can use the Bind to Active Forced button if your meshes fail to bind. The forced option is less accurate, but will bind your meshes no matter the topology, and is generally only used if your mesh fails the bind and you do not have the time to clean your topology for a proper clean bind. Why using a cage is so handy is because you can use the BS_inflate option from the Item tab to displace your clothing non-destructively. This tool also allows you to create a selection-specific cage by going into Edit mode, selecting the faces you wish to generate a cage from, then selecting the Create Deformation Cage button. Toggle Armatures Smart. This tool allows you to quickly put all of your scene armatures into rest or pose position based on the pose state of the majority. This essentially allows you to quickly put your characters into rest pose for mesh binding, proxy creation, and other tasks. It, along with other tools, can be accessed quickly with the speed menu shortcut Shift-F, which can be changed from your preferences. Smooth Weights. This tool allows you to quickly smooth all deformation weights for a cleaner, smoother transition for weights projected to meshes. This is especially handy for smoothing long hair weights when rigging by using the Project to Selected tool. Additionally, you can disable the checkbox on the right if you choose to smooth all vertex group weights on the mesh and not only the armature deform weights. Preview Current Range, also known as Instant Render. This tool allows you to quickly generate a render so you can visualize your animation at full speed. It essentially grabs whatever you see in the viewport, then renders it at half the resolution with a low sample count without updating the viewport for a quicker render. Renders are saved as a video in your render output directory. The Whip Render button will do the same thing but at 100% resolution, and will let you choose your render samples so you can quickly render a work-in-progress video to show your audience. The Preview Dropped Loop button will do the same as the first one, but it will only render the preview range and not the actual scene range or the range you are currently on. This tool will overwrite any video with the same name in your output directory, as it is essentially doing a video render. Wear Mesh. This tool will allow you to instantly bind clothing pieces to your character for a quick variety. Much like the Bind to Active tool, you can select your clothing pieces, then select the deformation cage or your character, making it the active object, then clicking Wear Mesh. What this is doing behind the scene is it is unlocking the transforms of your clothing pieces, resetting the transforms so they are put at the origin position, clearing their modifiers, then muting all shape keys on the active mesh before binding them to it. The origin position of your clothing and character need to be the same, essentially the 0 point in the scene. Clothes must be fit to the base shape key of your character, meaning when all shape keys are muted on your character, the clothing fits it properly. This is especially handy when you have a DAZ model and you'd like to quickly bind clothing to it from your DAZ-based asset library. Using a deformation cage for this is recommended, as it allows you to displace clothing to properly fit the character and prevent clipping. If you are curious what the rest of the tools do, remember to hover on any tool for tool tips on what they do and what context you need to use them in. That's all for now. Thank you for watching this demo. Please support me on Patreon at patreon.com/bs_creative to get the tool and support development. New tools and further updates will continue coming to make the most complex tasks a breeze and help you enjoy the process and be creative. Love you!